Why are so many dogs suffering from health issues? Actress Katherine Heigl, who's helped save over 16,000 dogs through her foundation, says she's seeing more issues with dogs' joints, odors, and health than ever before. And after doing a ton of research, she feels there's one place we can look to support any dog's health: their food. So she decided to create something she could actually feel good about feeding her dogs. It's called Superfood Complete. Superfood Complete is made with over 30 of the healthiest ingredients on the planet, including several superfoods vital to your dog's health. Badlands Ranch also sponsors the Jason Debus Heigl Foundation, which has helped rescue thousands of dogs and place them in loving homes. Dogs across America are trying this food and experiencing amazing health benefits. Go to badlandsranch.com/save50 and order right now to get up to 50% off your regular price order with a 90-day money-back guarantee. If you want your dog to experience all these incredible things, go to badlandsranch.com/save50 today.
When you need to work quickly and confidently across different apps and platforms, consistent quality communication is key. Whether you're writing documents, emails, or presentations, you need Grammarly. It's an AI writing partner that helps you get your work done faster with better writing. It's always there to help because it works where you work, across 500,000 apps and websites, so you can get more done no matter where you're writing. Grammarly is the gold standard of responsible AI, trusted by millions of professionals for 15 years. It gives you personalized writing suggestions based on your audience, goals, and context, plus tone suggestions to help you navigate even the most difficult work conversations. 96% of users agree. Grammarly helps them craft more impactful writing. Sign up and download Grammarly for free at grammarly.com/podcast. That's GRAMMARLY.com/podcast. Grammarly. Easier said, done.
Uncluttered and Unfiltered is supported by Hearts for Minds. Can you imagine waiting 11 years to get screened for cancer? On average, people with mental health issues experience an 11-year delay between symptoms and seeking help, and close to 2/3 of mental illnesses go untreated. Hearts for Minds promotes healthy lives by promoting mental health education, facilitating early identification, and connecting people to treatment. Are you ready to learn more? Go to heartsforminds.org for more information. Did you know that Uncluttered and Unfiltered is a passion project created to reach and connect a community of women over 50? Growing production and promotion costs can be a challenge, and your support means the world. When you join our Patreon bonus club, you'll have access to a ton of otherwise unavailable video content, plus commercial-free episodes and a private chat community where Christine and I will answer any questions about the upcoming series, Organizing Eden, which is really for all of us. Plus, we have a few surprises as well coming your way. For just $5 a month, you'll be helping us grow this incredible sisterhood. And if that's not possible, hey, we get it. Truly, the most incredible way you can support us is just by telling one friend about Uncluttered and Unfiltered. And thank you. We love that you're here.
Welcome to Uncluttered and Unfiltered, the podcast urging you to let it go and don't look back, with nationally acclaimed professional organizer Christine Stone and self-proclaimed hot damn mess radio and TV personality Eden Kendall.
Welcome, everyone, to Uncluttered and Unfiltered. I'm Eden, and Christine is here, of course.
Hi, everyone.
I want to encourage everybody, even if you have no interest in watching the show we're about to discuss, to stick with us because it hasn't started yet. So it's not like you will have had to watch anything to stay with us on the subject. And also, it could persuade you to maybe even just watch it from a rubbernecker kind of angle, like that person that slows down to see a train wreck or a car wreck. It's just...
Or a comedy angle.
Yeah, a comedy angle, exactly. It's a dumpster fire. We're talking about the Golden Bachelorette. Now, we went over with a fine-tooth comb the Golden Bachelor, and afterwards, we really thought we would not be back for more. First of all, we didn't think they would do it again.
I really did not think they would do it again. And you don't see him doing a Golden Bachelor right away again. So I loved Joan, who's the next Golden Bachelorette. So that's why it has piqued my interest.
I feel like we owe it to Joan.
I do too.
I feel like we just need to be there for Joan to watch her. She was one of the only bachelorettes that I liked,
Me
that
too.
I thought I could see myself hanging out with. She left, for those who didn't watch The Golden Bachelor. It looked as though she was a top runner for the heart of Gary, but then got a phone call from her daughter who was going through some, I think it was like some postpartum things.
Issues.
And she said, family first, I've got to go.
Which I loved.
Yeah.
But I really pegged her as the winner.
So Joan is back, and they have assembled 25 Golden Bachelorette candidates to vie to woo her, I guess is the word I want. And we are going to go over them because Hollywood Reporter has been nice enough to give us a list and some photos of each of these guys. You don't need the photos, but if you want to look it up, it's in our show notes. You can look at everyone's photos. Or if you want to see the photos while you're listening to this episode, I will create a visual version of it and put it up on our Patreon page. So bonus members will have that opportunity on our Uncluttered and Unfiltered Patreon. You've got thoughts on each of these, having read their bios. I did not read the bios thoroughly. What I did was I just looked at a couple of Instagram posts by a comedian named Jared Freed, and he summed up what he thought on first glance was a great, accurate description of what some of these guys look like. And to me, he was dead on. So I may or may not share some of those little descriptions with you. But I want to turn it over to you, Christine, because you did the homework. You came with stapled paper.
Yeah, I'm old school and I'm a visual person. So I have to see the face with the bio. So yes, I even screenshotted to you what I was doing as I was reading it last night.
I was howling because
I take my homework seriously.
Listen, the hardest I have ever laughed in my life has been our conversations about the Golden Bachelor. So like I said, even if you feel like it is beneath you, even if you feel you will be dumber having watched it, you should still listen along with these episodes. A lot of it we're going to put on our Patreon so that you're not constantly bombarded with it. But some of it we're going to share with you like this episode.
Let's start off with Joan.
Okay.
Stunningly beautiful,
Gorgeous.
61 years old. She's a widow.
Mm-hmm.
Her husband died of pancreatic cancer. So I feel for this woman. She has had it hard. She is a mom. I think it's of 4 kids. And she's a grandma. And I just think she has her shit together.
She also has a look of glamour, but not, she's had work done. Surely she has. You don't look that way at 61, and
Right.
you haven't, but not in an obvious way.
No, not in an obvious way. And I love her style. I love her fashion. So there's a lot that gets you hooked with her.
She's understated.
She's
anyway.
understated. She's classy. So that's where I'm hooked because I do believe, though, and I'm going to state this at the beginning, I just don't see her finding the love of her life on this show.
I never think people will find the love of their life, with very rare exceptions. I also believe they've vetted her more thoroughly than they clearly did with, and I'm going to use your word because I still laugh when I think about you calling Gary a cad. So I think they didn't do a great job of getting all the skeletons out of his closet. And so I think we're not going to have that problem with Joan. That's just a guess, where we find out later that she has all of these little inconsistencies with her bio, that kind of thing.
And also, I think what we've learned from Gary and Teresa is they had the wedding. It was for TV. And then when it came to real life, it wasn't reality.
And who's moving across the country when they're that settled? They've got their family close to them. They've got a career. And she's an administrator at a school.
Right.
I don't see her chucking it all at this point.
Especially when she left the Golden Bachelor because of her family connections. I just, unless he lives in her town of Rockland, Maryland, if I'm a betting woman, I don't see her finding the love of her life. But I do think it will be great TV.
All right, let's start out here with Mr. Smooth here, Bill. Why don't you tell everybody about this videographer?
Okay. Bill is 68, retired videographer from Portland, Oregon, which goes back to what I'm saying.
Yeah, she's not going all the way there.
Now,
Yeah.
unless one of these men want to live in Maryland,
Sure.
if they're retired, that's a different story. Bill is outgoing, charismatic man who's ready to meet the one.
He's a silver fox, I gotta say.
He is handsome. I will definitely give him that. The retired video producer is a self-proclaimed hopeless romantic who says, I am Latin, romance is in my blood. Bill loves the retired... Bill loves the retired life, but wants to meet someone to enjoy his golden years with.
Okay. He's too smooth for me. What do you think when you look at him? He's Latin
very
lover.
handsome, and he does remind me of the Latin lover type. I always like to see what they enjoy doing. He has tried every dating site and hasn't had any luck in the local single scene, which you ladies out there can definitely relate to that because so many people have been on those sites and they don't find the love of their life. When he isn't spending time with family, Bill loves playing the guitar, public speaking, and rocking out to the Beatles. He's hoping meeting Joan will be the end of the search for his future wife. Fingers crossed.
Okay, when you tell me he's into public speaking, I say he wants to be on TV to boost his career. That's what I think immediately.
I 100% agree with that.
All right, let's keep on going because we have so many to get through. Bob is 66. He's a chiropractor. Now, let me tell you what that comedian I said that I was getting such a kick out of said about Bob. Bob looks like he would be on Saturday morning TV teaching young kids wacky science experiments.
I don't know much. I don't want to judge Bob on his photo. Okay. But he has a job. Let's just say that. Being a chiropractor, good job.
Great job.
Like, I've been looking at some of these men who are still working. And
handy to have a chiropractor around.
I would say, like, seriously, that would be great.
Especially if they try to make them go on all of those adventure dates like they did on The Bachelor.
Right. And he's a surfer. So he must be in good shape because it says he loves to surf and ride the waves. And he's ready to see if he and Joan have the totally tubular chemistry.
Oh, gosh.
He's been searching for. After going through a divorce, Bob is ready to open his heart again and is hoping to find a kind, patient, and compassionate woman, someone he can truly call a partner. Bob is very dedicated to his work as a chiropractor, and there's nothing more than helping people that he loves. When he isn't working, Bob enjoys going for ocean swims, watching Pixar movies.
Okay, he's probably got grandkids.
That has to be it, please.
Let's hope.
Can you imagine him and Joan
that's
sitting
quirky
watching
and cute.
Toy Story? You know what I'm saying?
I think that's why that whole wacky scientist on TV for kids, he's got that I love children.
And he likes to eat dark chocolate.
There's nothing wrong with that.
So he wants to find, I don't have a check next to his name. I do think I'm now getting into knowing him just by reading that, though. And now all I can think about is Pixar.
Okay. So I want to tell you that I think Charles has a little bit of a Al Roker look to him after Al Roker lost all the weight.
Yes.
And his watch is enormous. He's wearing this enormous watch. What do you think about Charles? He is the portfolio manager.
I think Charles is very handsome
for
62.
Yeah.
I think he's very fit and in shape. Everyone says, according to this, he's very sweet. He has strong family values, is well-traveled, and the life of the party. That you got to love about Charles. And while Charles K. is very proud of his work, he says his 5 children are his greatest accomplishments. When he isn't working or spending time with family, Charles K. loves playing basketball, dancing, exercising, and exploring the outdoors. So Charles and I would not be a good fit.
No, you would not fit well with him. I think Charles and I could be okay.
Yeah, I think you guys would be good. No. He also takes his style, or as his son says, his drip, which I guess I'm not
That's his style.
Oh, that
yes,
is?
yes.
Okay. Seriously.
I used context clues to get to that.
Okay, this fashion-forward senior says he wants to prove to the world that men above 60 still have game, charm, and swag. He has traveled the world looking for love and is open to living anywhere. So that might be key. Like I said, if he'll move to Maryland. He's just waiting for that right connection. He can't wait to meet Joan.
Okay.
I mean, I like him. He's not my type, but
Right.
I'm not on The Bachelorette.
Okay, now they have another Charles. It's very much like in kindergarten where you have
Right.
two kids with the same name, so you use their initial. So that was Charles K. Please meet Charles L. He's doing that Olin Mills pose on this chair, and he's wearing a leather, kind of a pleather black jacket, and he looks nice enough. What do you think of this financial analyst from Philly?
I think he's very handsome. I do. I guess as I've gotten older,
You start to look for that.
Yeah,
like
you
the
start
little
to,
silver around the temple.
Yeah, it says he's really someone special.
He grew up in rural China, and I think that would be a really cool cultural thing.
He likes to take risks. He, like you said, he grew up in rural China, moved to the United States with only $20 in his pocket. See,
So
that impresses me.
That's so impressive.
Now he's ready to risk it all for love and is hoping Joan can match his kind heart, hilarious sense of humor, and sweet soul. He's hoping to meet someone intelligent and kind, and we know he's coming to the right place. If Charles could see anyone in concert during his golden years, he'd love to see Britney Spears. Wah, wah.
That's a red flag.
That's a red flag because I don't know why he would want to see Britney Spears. I like Britney Spears, don't get me wrong.
You know what that sounds like to me? It sounds like to me like he was like, who do the young people like these days? Oh, what's that girl? That Britney Spears girl.
That would be a hard no for me.
That's a pass
So
on that.
I'm putting the X next to his name. Now go ahead on this one.
Chalk with an O. Chalk. This is another Charles, by the way. Chalk is what he goes by. He's 60, so he's a baby.
Yeah.
He's an insurance executive. He looks like someone that would play golf on the weekends with my husband. And he would be like the single buddy that they're always trying to pick up, but you would know better. What do you think when you see Chalk? You're conflicted on Chalk, I can tell.
I'm conflicted, and I feel like I really actually need to hear him speak during the first episode to give my either hard no or maybe. He's full of life with his kids, his adorable lab, Super Tubs, and his work, but he knows he's missing the one thing he wants most, love. Chalk truly believes love can be found at any age and is enthusiastic about finding that spark again. He's hoping this is the moment to meet the adventurous, compassionate woman he's been looking for. When Chalk isn't working or spending time with his kids, he loves exercising and rooting for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Nope. Sorry.
Yeah, that's true. His guilty. Now, wait. This is
but we
the
have
clincher.
to remember we're an international podcast.
This is the one I texted you about last night. His guilty pleasure is shopping, and he can't resist a good sale. He is a relationship guy. Now, okay, real quick, I have to stop because this is when I texted you. I've never, and that doesn't mean they don't exist when I say I've never met a man that likes to shop, and my red flag goes up there.
Okay. Yes and no. My husband does love Marshalls, TJ Maxx. He likes to get in there and look for some bargains.
Really?
Yes. That's funny because I said that this guy looks like he could be like a best buddy of my husband. But to me, again, I go back to, he looks like that friend that all the married guys are like, hey, honey, we should fix up Chalk. And the wives are all like, no, we shouldn't. No, because they know better. That's just the vibe I'm getting from Chalk.
I'm going to have to hear Chalk speak as well. So I'm not going to judge, even though the shopping thing threw me off a bit. Don't get me wrong. I would love to go shopping with Chalk. It's not that. I would.
Love to go shopping.
Yeah, I would. But I don't know that they put that in his bio. I have to hear him speak.
Okay. Let's talk about Christopher. He is a contractor. He's 64 and he is hot.
He is so handsome. And he looks like that doctor. I always have to relate it to someone that's famous. The doctor on Grey's Anatomy in the beginning. I'm talking the first 5 seasons because I never really watched it. No. Was it him?
I don't know.
He was the chief of staff, the head guy, the first few seasons on Grey's Anatomy. I would say maybe anyway.
He's a black guy with bald and gray, like a white beard, and he is
good
just
looking.
Yummy.
I mean, even the way he's dressing to me is really good. He's a
he's
father
sitting. Yep.
a grandfather who's ready to say goodbye to his single days. Well, good at 64. He's loving owning a construction company, but his greatest accomplishments in life are his 3 kids and 7 grandkids. Wow. He is looking for a genuine connection with a sincere woman, and he can really see a future with Joan.
He loves to cook healthy meals.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I
Where
mean,
did you come from?
That is a plus, by the way. A man that can cook, in my opinion. I mean, that's a plus. And he said he hopes and he wants to cook for Jonah, is ready to whip up her favorite dish if she has an appetite for a delicious meal with a handsome date. I'm putting a check mark for right now on him. I really like him.
All right. Now we're on to Dan. He is a private investigator from Naples, Florida. He's 64 years old.
First of all, if he's still really doing that job, I would find that fascinating, being the true crime junkie that I am.
I want to go on a stakeout.
Like, that would be the funnest date ever.
Like with a telephoto lens.
Oh, my God.
Shady hotel.
Yes.
Catch cheating husbands.
Yes. It would be, you've just described the perfect date. Okay. He is handsome.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who he looks like. He looks like an older version of a celebrity I just saw the other night, and I can't think of his name. Anyway, it'll come to me at some point. He's a handsome catch with a big part. The private investigator is an optimistic, loyal, and open-minded guy who loves the simple things, which that I like too in life, like enjoying a Saturday morning at the farmer's market. He deeply values his close relationship with the woman in his life, like his 2 daughters and his sister. At least he's into women, like just how women
he's
operate.
Familiar with how they operate.
Dan says he's currently the happiest he's ever been and just wants to meet the right woman to live out his golden years with. He hasn't had much luck with dating recently, so Dan is excited about. Okay, I don't think she'll be interested in him. I don't, because they only mention his interest is the farmer's market thing, which I love a good farmer's market too, but it doesn't say he likes to hike mountains or go for a walk on the beach. You know what I mean? He just seems, he does seem very simple, and I think she might be looking for a little bit more than that. And he lives in Naples. I don't see him moving to Maryland. Mm-hmm. This guy reminds me of an older version. Okay. Marsden? What's his first name?
Oh, James Marsden.
Yeah. Is it James
Marsden? Wow,
that's
James Marsden. Yeah. He's on Westworld, and he was on Dead to Me. Yeah.
Yeah. It's James Marsden.
That's a very that's generous of you. Wow.
Okay. Now, the next one, because I'm a TCU Horned Frog, Fort Worth, Texas.
Oh, okay.
I definitely, David, 68, a rancher from Austin, Texas, that I'm going to give a big check mark because not only do I think he's handsome, but I think that a rancher has some qualities in a man that women like. Like they're men's men. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And he's polished enough to where you don't have that feeling. But I do have a very big beef with him.
What?
Look where his shirt is unbuttoned to.
Oh, wait. Because I'm old and I don't have my readers on?
Okay.
Okay. I didn't notice that.
Look at it in color. You've got a black and white printout.
Oh,
He's got that shirt open to his almost
But I do
belly
like
button.
a hairy chest.
Yeah.
My husband has a hairy chest. Nowadays, the young people shave it and all that. Mm-hmm. I like a hairy chest.
But he's definitely grizzly looking, and he looks straight out of Yellowstone. I think he's going to be a big hit.
That's why I think he's going to be a hit.
But I don't like the open shirt. I think it's a little cheesy. But
Annie has put a pause on dating for 16 years to focus on his kids, but is now ready to meet the love of his life and ride off into the sunset together. David loves running marathons, eating.
Yeah.
And spontaneously booking flights to new destinations. Yeah, I'm not spontaneous either, so we have the Texas connection, but that's probably
about
is
it.
He's hoping his future wife will want to travel the world with him and share new experiences during their golden years. Okay, if you like to travel and you're spontaneous and you like a hairy chest, this could be her man.
There's a lot of ifs there.
Not my type, but okay.
All right, now we're on to Gary. Gary is 65. He's a retired finance executive from Palm Desert, California. Gary is for a certain type of woman because he's got the hipster glasses.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's got that. He's adorable, but he's definitely.
I'm going to say a hard no to this, and I'll tell you what got me.
Okay.
He takes spin classes. I'm good with that. He likes golfing. My husband's a golfer, but his favorite thing to do is watching The View. Now, I'm not against The View in any way, shape, or form. As a matter of fact, back in the day, I did like a good episode of The View, but I cannot see a man sitting home in the middle of the day. I guess you could tape it nowadays, but that being, hey, honey, come, let's watch The View.
Did you see who his godmother is?
Tina Turner is his godmother, so you know he's got
the moves and the voice.
Yeah, and he probably has an amazing
which it says
voice.
Here in the bio.
Yeah, that he has and killer dance moves. I think that's probably true.
Mm-hmm. But I'm wary of anybody who's in show business on this show because I think they're there for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't know if I would put that my favorite thing is watching The View in my bio.
Yeah, maybe you keep that one to yourself and your close
just bring it on her once you've really got to know her. Okay.
Or even just pretend you're suffering through it with her.
Right. Uh-huh.
Gil is 60. Gil is an educator from Mission Viejo, California.
What do you think an educator means?
That is
just a
teacher that doesn't want to say he's a teacher. And that bothers me.
That bothers me
so
too.
Proud to be a teacher.
I think teachers are saints and deserve wings right when they get to heaven.
And a man being a teacher, to me, that's an instantly sexy occupation for a man.
Yes.
So when you go into it calling yourself an educator, you are one. You are one.
But say you're a teacher. Especially say he's a teacher of like seniors in high school. They're probably rooting for him like crazy. Mm-hmm. So anyway, we've already read into his life and
we know enough.
Right. So the father too wants to show the world that men can be committed and want the same kinds of relationships that women do during their golden years. Gil loves going to comedy clubs with his friends, indulging in a relaxing foot massage in his free time.
Giving or receiving?
I don't know.
I hope it's giving.
Yeah. Right. Me too. He knows retirement is on the horizon for him and dreams of living in Hawaii by the beach. Now, I do not think Joan is giving up her life and moving to Hawaii. No how, no way.
And I don't think a lot of educators are retiring to Hawaii either.
No, so I already put an X on him. Sorry, Gil.
Sorry, dude.
Sorry.
All right, Greg is a retired university VP from Longboat Key, Florida.
He looks like Danny Bonaducci in a way.
He looks like Danny. Yes, he does.
Yeah.
And well groomed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Like he could walk into a place and say, "Do you remember me? I used to be Ralph Malph on Happy Days."
Right.
And you'd
kind
be
of like that.
Did you? Yeah.
And he's from Florida, so I don't see him moving to Maryland either because I'm just talking from a Floridian. We really don't like living in the cold once we've had, especially Longboat Key. You're not going to go up there in January and love the winter. Anyway, he's ready to receive the love and care he gives to so many others. He's empathetic, passionate, red, and has a great sense of humor. He says that he believes love allows people to be the best version of themselves and is truly ready to let love in again. He enjoys spending time with his 3 daughters, and they love watching Bachelor Nation shows together as a family. Now, this part was my favorite.
I'm trying to picture my husband watching The Bachelor with my daughter. He would be so embarrassed. It would be horrible. The whole Bachelor Nation, all of those shows with the fantasy suites and all the sex and everything, I just don't see that being a father-daughter activity.
Not the way it's come to now. Back in the day, maybe. But here was my favorite part of Greg. I almost want to name my next dog this. His dog's name is Flip Flop. Is that not the cutest dog's name? Anyway, I love that. So they're a package deal. So Joan better get ready for some puppy love.
Oh, gosh. Christine is in the boat.
Flip Flop, puppy love. You had me at that. But I really want to hear him talk as well.
Guy is 66 and he's an ER doctor from Reno, Nevada. And you are fanning yourself, even though to me he looks like a weatherman. He has that really smiley, hey.
Yeah, he does have a big smile.
But he's an ER doctor, and he has been an ER doctor for 40 years.
I have to say, I think the thing about him is he's 66 and looks amazing.
He does.
Especially for having a stressful job like an ER doctor for as long as he has had. He looks great. I want to know the vitamins he takes. Okay. The emergency room physician has dedicated nearly 40 years to helping others as a doctor, and he is excited about the opportunity to meet someone to share the rest of his life with. He's charismatic, confident, and romantic, and is looking for a woman who is intelligent and funny. He loves spending time with his 4 kids and grandchildren and wants to prove to the world that older men still have a zest for life. Guy does not fit the grumpy old man stereotype and knows he has a lot of life left to live. He's a big believer in chivalry and wants to make Joan feel extra special. Okay, it doesn't really say what he does, though, outside of being an ER doctor.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a little wary about that. Is he a
He's on golf.
workaholic?
Yeah, I don't know. I've heard this is okay. Listen, please don't come for me on this. All right. Listen,
What did you hear?
I've heard that ER doctors, surgeons, sometimes at the end of their careers can be tough to live with. And I've heard this because my grandfather was one. And I just know that they are there's something, for
Probably
good reason.
intense.
For good reason, there's an intensity
Yeah.
and a confidence there.
Yeah.
Because you're a lifesaver,
God complex.
a God
Yeah.
complex. So.
Yeah, I believe that. I need to hear
Not
him.
everyone.
I need to hear him say something.
Yeah.
Like because I could X him off very easily if he just says
Right.
whatever. Okay, let's get to the next one.
All right. Jack is a 68-year-old caterer. Now, I didn't want to keep going back to this, but I got to tell you, I thought the description from a physical point of view that this Instagram post that I was referencing to was spot on, because it says he looks like a successful business owner that got in a bitter divorce and now he has a 1-bedroom apartment with an empty fridge. And I feel like that because I don't think his clothes are fitting him as well as they could.
I just am going to give a hard no on him right off the
Like,
bat.
is it because he looks a little bit frumpy?
He looks a little grumpy and he looks a little standoffish.
Yep.
Now, I could be totally wrong and he could get out of that limo or however the men get out. He could be smiling and wearing something totally. But I'm from just first looks, which I feel really bad about because you don't want to judge someone by their looks.
Yeah, I know. If we were 2 guys talking,
We'd
and
be
it was
mortified.
women,
But even reading, he's retired restaurant owner and chef, which, I mean, he must be an amazing cook. He has a
Yeah.
big personality and loves spending time in the kitchen. That's a plus. He's ready to treat Joan like the queen she is and wants to cook her a 5-star meal just for her. The father and grandfather loves making people laugh and is looking to find his travel partner for life. He went on a solo trip to Italy last year, and it made him realize that he truly wants someone to enjoy the world with. He's a big softie and just wants to tell her partner that he truly loves them every morning.
Okay, I think he might be the sleeper guy, though. He could be the guy that people love, like the underdog. I don't know. Let's keep our. I know
Okay,
you've X'd him off, but I'm saying
Okay.
let's watch out for Jack. I think he could be that guy that makes it through by the skin of his teeth a few more weeks than you might have thought he would. Maybe.
But do you have to go to Italy alone to realize you need a partner? I don't know. I think a man just gets to a certain age and realize I don't want to be alone for the rest of my life, which could be 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. Anyway, next.
Jonathan, he's 61. He's a shipping consultant.
What does that mean?
UPS guy? No, I don't know. I don't know
Okay.
what he is. He's probably like in logistics.
Yeah.
Like he's in charge of moving things around, and
His smile makes me melt.
he's beautiful too.
I'm saying his smile, though, I'm definitely keeping my options open with him because his smile is infectious. Just saying.
I think he's got kids that are not. He's not a grandfather because it says his kids are his number one priority.
So he's not a grandfather yet.
He's not, and I don't know. He seems like he's not done yet.
His
out
2
there in the
kids are
dating
his
world.
priority, but he's ready to make time for himself and his dating life. So to me, like you're right, he's just ready to start dating again.
Yeah, to me, he's probably on the upper end if you were rating them on looks. Like he's very
Handsome.
and probably is enjoying being single right now.
Yes, I don't think is into a commitment.
Yeah.
He likes museums, attending live theater, spending time with his 3 pets, a dog, a cat, and a floppy-eared rabbit. Okay.
Okay.
And after re-entering the dating pool in his golden era. He's ready to find that spark. Next.
All right. Next after him, we have, is Jordan next? Yes, Jordan is next. And Jordan,
He looks like Nate Berkus with gray hair.
I see that. He's a sales manager from Chicago. So let's skim over him a little bit, unless you have anything major to say.
I like him, though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's so, what's not to like?
He loves walking. He has 3 daughters and 3 brothers. He likes walking his dog Mickey along the lake, enjoying deep dish pizza, and playing ping pong.
Okay.
He's warm and funny and really wants to meet a woman to grow old with. He hopes to find someone who, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? He's that guy that everybody likes. In my mind, that's what he
I
looks
think
like.
so too, but I would want to know more about him.
Keith is next. Keith is 62 and describes himself as a girl dad from San Jose, California. He lights up every room he walks into. He hasn't captured that in this particular photo.
I'm going to say I'm
Unimpressed?
yeah.
He's tall.
And he's 6'5". I'm 5'2".
That would not be a good thing.
Yeah,
but
that would
Joan
not-
is tall, isn't she? Or
She's
seems tall.
She seems tall.
Yeah, but he falls hard and fast. So,
Yeah. I think I need to hear him talk too. Yeah. And do they mention anything he likes to do? His guilty pleasure is Ben & Jerry's ice cream, and he can never just have one scoop.
He sounds too sensitive for me.
Yeah. Next.
Ken, 60, property management treasurer from Peabody, Mass. Looks young.
He looks young, but he's a young 60.
Yeah, he looks
He
young.
likes to run marathons, Eden, play tennis, and loves cycling. He's looking for a partner who has a good sense of humor and can't keep up with his on-the-go lifestyle. Oof. You know me, on the go.
On the go
I'm
lifestyle,
like,
X for Chris.
I'm like, okay.
I'm like, that sounds really great.
Yeah.
All right.
He's handsome, though.
I'm
I
interested
think
in
he's
your
handsome.
thoughts on Kim, who is 69, which is on the older end.
Yeah.
Retired Navy captain.
Okay.
He's our first, like, white-haired guy.
Yeah, and he looks like a retired Navy captain.
He looks like the
That's
Gordon
all.
Fisherman.
Yeah, he does. I love anyone who has served our country. First of all, I'm just going to say that. I would have to really, the Golden Bachelorette wouldn't be enough for me to commit to a marriage proposal. I think he's one of those guys that you really have to get to know for a long period of time to see if you want to spend the rest of your entire life with him. That's how I feel about him.
His bio calls him a man of integrity, and I that. I'm sure
of
he
course.
has a lot
I
of
think
integrity.
so too.
Although,
He spends
once you've signed up on the Golden Bachelorette, that is hard to. You're going to have to prove that to me. You'd have to really be a standout on that show to show integrity.
And he wants to spend all his time out in the sailboat. And if Joan gets vertigo or seasick, this is not going to be her.
Yeah, because
guy.
that's not your idea of a
Yeah.
great time. Mark is 57. Mark is a little itty bitty baby.
But he doesn't look like an itty bitty
Not at
baby.
all.
He's handsome, though.
He's handsome. He's an Army veteran as well. I think between the two, the Navy guy and the Army guy, Mark is a little more fun-loving
And
looking.
he has a pretty smile. I like his smile.
Yep.
Now, one thing I'm going to stop right here and say, with him, they said that he's ready for love after loss. Now, you haven't heard much on these men so far, whether they're widowed or divorced. So I'm going to assume they're all divorced except Mark, because no one else has mentioned that they're a widower or widow.
Now, and Mark is the one whose daughter was on The Bachelor and is marrying Joey from The Bachelor.
Oh, I loved Joey. Okay.
Yeah.
So he knows the game, though.
Yeah.
He knows the games. He may be able to play this game really well.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm definitely going to put him in the top 5, knowing that he knows how to play the game.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Plus, I think that they would probably scoot that along because of this. That would make for a great story. Michael is 65. He's a retired CEO in banking, and he looks sinister to me. I'm sorry. He just looks like he's up to something.
Uncomfortable to me.
Is it uncomfortable?
He
He's got his
just
hands
looks like
clasped.
someone put him up to this, and he did it begrudgingly.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think. But I could be wrong. Let's see what they say about him. He is compassionate, creative, intelligent, and loves learning new things. Maybe that's what it is. He looks very intelligent, like he's very smart. When he's not working, he enjoys reading, watching movies, exploring Chicago's botanical gardens.
Okay, that doesn't sound like my kind of fun date,
yeah.
but again, everybody
Different.
is different in different ways. Pablo is 63. He is a retired UN agency director from Cambridge. So he could be he's in Cambridge. So
That's close.
yeah. So
I think he is.
and a volunteer EMT.
Yeah. And so when I look at him, I see security, meaning emotional security. He doesn't look like he will screw you over. He looks sincere. He looks like he would be someone who really cares about other people, not just because he's a volunteer EMT, but to me, that's how he looks to me. He's a big believer in that we can learn, play, and explore new things at any age. He likes to run ultra marathons. What's an ultra marathon?
Anything over 30 miles. So he
Wow.
could be running 50-mile races, 100-mile races, 110.
Wow.
Yeah.
Will he have time for love if he does that?
Not during training cycles.
Okay. See, I feel like I'm getting an
But
insight
yes,
from you.
absolutely. He would.
Okay, and he likes watching rugby. I think I want to hear him talk too. But anyway, okay, let's get to the salon owner.
I knew you were excited about Pascal. Pascal is 69 years old, so he's not a youngin'. He's a salon owner. So
What did I write you and say?
you said you would love to have a hairdresser than a relationship to do your all your
Blowouts on a
blowouts
weekly
every day.
basis.
Yeah.
For that alone, I would put him in the top 5. He could just give you a haircut on a whim. He would be up to the latest hairstyles.
Sure.
He looks very fashionable. To me, he is very handsome. I think he's very handsome. He is a French business owner. So I don't know if that means he still lives in France. That can't be. He has to be over here.
I imagine
He's
to
not
be.
moving to Paris.
No, but she might like to travel there occasionally, and if he does still have family there, I don't know.
He loves the finer things in life, but he's not a good cook. He is French, so being romantic is in his blood, and he's hoping to meet a woman who's passionate, full of life, and intelligent. Okay. Oh, he loves going to theater, trying new restaurants, and going to concerts. I think he's your basic guy.
He's your
Yeah.
basic French man
Yeah.
who can do your blowouts.
Right.
We've got a
2
couple
left.
more, and I'm getting fatigued from
Okay,
this.
we only have 2 more.
Okay, so RJ is 66. He's a financial advisor in Irvine, California. What did you think?
I don't think much, which says something. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to him, but I'm not
Yeah.
thinking he's great.
He's looking for his forever snuggle bunny, if that helps.
And he loves playing poker and golf and enjoys good food and good friends. To me, that screams like he's with his guy friends all
Yeah.
the time or sitting at
His
a poker
broskies,
table.
yeah.
Or he gambles and may have a gambling addiction. Anyway, I don't know if I would be into that at all. But the next one, Thomas, 62, a fire department chief. I have to tell you, firemen,
And not just any fireman.
New York City firemen, ladies. He
Let's
definitely has to
go.
go in the top 5 unless he opens
Yes.
his mouth and says something terrible.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm sorry, you had me at New York City firemen.
I'm sorry. That is what a note to end on.
Right.
What a note to end on.
And when he's not working in the firehouse, he enjoys playing the ukulele. Okay, that
could be A, delightful,
or be annoying.
cringy. Yeah.
Yeah. Eating ice cream and listening to Elton John while walking around Central Park. He's a gift giver.
He could be a good one.
I'm
He
going to
could
put
be a
him in the
good one.
top 5. So I hope we did all of these justice for people to get motivated to watch it with us.
At the very least, we hope that you'll listen along, and we'll give you the Reader's Digest version of it on a regular basis. I will not be in town or even in the country for the premiere of this on September 18th.
And tell them why.
I'll be in Australia running the Sydney Marathon with, what's the name of my Golden Bachelor that likes to do that? Anyway, yeah, so I will not be here to watch with you, but I will watch.
And
We
we'll
will-
all be rooting you on.
Oh, I thank you so much. So anyway, that concludes this episode. I'll make sure that in our show notes we have that Hollywood Reporter article, so you can
Yes.
scroll through it and see the pictures that go along with everything we
Yep.
just discussed. As always, we ask for your support in the following ways. 1, first and foremost, please join us on our Uncluttered and Unfiltered Ladies Only group page on Facebook. It's a private page. It's free to join. We just need you to ask for approval to get in, because every now and again we see a dude sneak in there because he wants all the secrets, but he can't have them. The other thing is, and so important, please share us with one friend, one girlfriend. The other thing you could do is the likes, the stars, the reviews. Those all help. And we do have a Patreon page, which is like a bonus club where you pay $5 a month. You get a lot of exclusive content, lots of video, and commercial-free bonus episodes. And we have that in our show notes as well. I think we've covered all the things.
Yes.
And I guess on a closing note, we can say if you are over 50, over 60, and now we see even over 69 to 70, and you think you can't ever find love, you can let that idea go.
And don't look back.
Is your vehicle stopping like it should? Does it squeal or grind when you brake? Don't miss out on summer brake deals at O'Reilly Auto Parts.